Are you looking to upgrade your ride's lighting? You want to remove that yellow light and replace it with a more white crystal light, but you also want to get more visibility at night? Well, look no further than Race Sport Lighting's HID kit. Stay tuned to learn more. Hello and welcome back to In the Garage. Today we're going to be working with an HID kit from Race Sport, and we're going to be installing it on a 2015 Ford F-150. Alright, so this kit produces about 3,600 lumens, and it consumes about 35% less power than a traditional halogen application. So guys, with that basic stuff said, let's get this unboxed and show you what all comes in the kit. Alright guys, so we have all the components unboxed and on the table. Let's go through each one and tell you what comes in the kit. So first we have your install guide. That's going to be your wiring diagram, all that imperative information you're going to need to know before you do the install. So be sure to consult that before you do the install in the first place. We have the relay kit here. We have the two HIDs. So these are going to be a color temperature of about 6,000 Kelvin. They're going to be that nice crystal white color as opposed to the yellow color you get from many OE applications. We have the ballast kit. And then we have the tools we're going to need to do the installation. In our case, we need a socket wrench and then some panel clip removers. And we're also going to be using some tie downs or wire ties to do some cable management so we have everything nice and neat and tucked away. So with all that laid out and said, let's go and get this installed. Alright guys, so in the process of moving this headlight, what we're doing, if you consult your owner's manual, you may see that to replace a headlight, it doesn't require removing the whole assembly, but it may be just required to go underneath the wheel well here and get into it that way. In our case, we're going to remove the whole thing so we can do a better job at mounting the ballast, things like that, just so we have more space to work. So what we're going to do is remove all of the bolts around the light assembly, take it out, and then do the install that way. Alright guys, so with the headlight assembly on the table now, what we're going to do is remove the OE headlight. So we're just going to take the seal off here first. And then, as you can see in there, typically counterclockwise turn. Of course, many of you already probably know that. So go ahead and pull that out of there. Let's go ahead and remove the wire. We'll just lay that aside over here. Alright, so to make this easier, we're going to pull the little gasket here closer to the plastic, so just pull it back a little bit, and then as you begin to make that seal around the light itself, you'll see what we're talking about though when you try this yourself. So when you have that pulled back, you have two kind of tinier little surfaces here and then one larger surface. Be sure to aim up the larger surface with the larger slot, just like that, in. And then you're going to give it a clockwise turn. And once you're secure, you can then begin to connect the dots again, just like that. And then from there, we'll go on and get this seal. We're going to cut a little hole in the seal, put this back over top of it, seal it in, and then get to the next part of the install. Alright guys, so now we're going to mount down the ballast. So how we're going to do that, we're going to try to do as little drilling as we can. So in order to do this, we're going to use just some simple wire ties here, or zip ties. And we're going to take the ballast, and in our application we have this nice little convenient arm. But what you want to notice is, I'm going to mount this to the bottom side of the arm, because if we mount it to the top side of the arm, this could very well impede the headlight going back in. So make sure that when you do any of this installation, even with the resistor here, later in the install, make sure you're putting it in a way or in an area that's not going to impede the reinstall of your headlight. Alright, so we have the ballast mounted. What we're going to do now is drill some pilot holes so we can mount our resistor and our grounds. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll get to the next part of the install. All right guys, so we have the ballast, the resistor, both in place how we want it. The wires are ready for the light. So now let's go grab the light, put it in place. Once we make all the connections, we'll be ready to reinstall the headlight, close it down, and be done. All right guys, so we have the HID kit installed now. Let me go ahead and turn these on so you have a better idea on what kind of light they can produce. All right guys, so thanks again for tuning into this installation. We hope you learned a lot from this video. Again, this is the 6,000 Kelvin color temperature HID kit from Raceport. This is the crystal white kit. It gives us that custom aftermarket look we're going for. Again, if you want more details on this product, check the description below. We'll have all that laid out for you there, as well as a part number and a dealer locator so you can find this kit at a dealer near you. Thanks again for tuning in. This has been Total Truck Centers in the Garage.